Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of 2026 of Caution Laps with Casey Bristow. I am your host, Casey, and today my guest will be Gaven Hinson. Gavin drives the number 39, mostly Rob's Custom Wraps Ford Mustang in the NSRLA, and I'm excited to have him on the show, like first guest of 2026. Gavin, welcome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. How's your day going so far?
It's going good.
Yeah. Anything exciting or just a kind of a plain day?
Just a normal day in North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're looking at the notes that you sent me. You're from Tabor City, North Carolina. Did I say that correctly?
Yep. Yeah, about 40 minutes from Myrtle Beach.
Okay. That you've lived there your entire life, born and raised.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Born and raised.
22 years old. Working in landscaping and hoping to get into real estate. What got you into wanting to do real estate?
I know a person that's been doing it for a living for 5, 6 years, and actually, my mom knew his wife and uh, got contacted that way, and got to talking. He was very encouraging to go into that, and he kind of laid it out for me how I need to go about it. I'm actually still doing school for it. So it's an interesting business.
Yeah,
I
I'd
think there's a
say.
lot of upside in the business. There's a lot of upside. A lot of people, especially around here. You got a lot of people from up north that are moving down here. It's cheaper to live down here rather than New York or anywhere like that. So a lot of people are coming down, wanting to move down here, and it's a good market down here, being so close to the beach. So I wanted to capitalize on that and try to find my way in this life.
There you go, man. I wish you the best of luck. My mom, she she did real estate for a little bit, and now she kind of like does like, or she was doing property management. She's always kind of been into the homes, real estate type of thing. Um, like, so are you going to college for it? Are you taking classes? Um, I don't know what the requirements. I know you got to pass the test, but that's about
hmm
all I know.
I'm doing a online course, 75 hours uh, is required on that course. I'm almost done with there's like 21 units. I'm almost done with all 21. So, um, yeah, that's at this point, that's my experience in it. Thus far, I don't, I, I know it's going to get a little tougher with the test and stuff like that, but
Well, I
yeah, I'm
got all the
almost done.
confidence in the world in you, man. I think you'll be fine. Just you know, study as hard as you can, and then just um, God's will be done. Just do what you can, man. But I'm rooting for you. So like, and for the real estate, do you want to try to sell homes? I know there's more to it than just doing that, but is that like the main goal? Set like sell homes or
Yeah, that's at this moment, yes, that is the goal. Um, I know there's a lot of different avenues in this business. I mean, you can go all sorts of different ways, but at this moment, that's what I'm looking at, kind of what my mentor is doing, and yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at this point in time. But that could change. But
yeah, yeah, you never know what life will have for you. But yeah, like I said, I'm rooting for you. But right now you're doing landscaping as well, and you know, I didn't know people had college degrees and stuff like that. I have an uncle who does landscaping. He has his own business. It's actually, if you race at Langley Speedway, his signs on the backstretch, which is really cool. It says "Forever Green Lawn Care." So, shout out to Uncle Dwayne. But I did like I was talking to him about it. He's like, you can get degrees in horticulture and X, Y, and Z. Um, that's I didn't realize how in depth landscaping can be. It's much more than just pushing a lawnmower around.
you ain't gonna catch me pushing a lawnmower around too much. But um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can look at into that business, but I usually do just the lawn maintenance and things like that. Like I got a few churches I do,
Okay.
um, and those are under contract, and it's fun to negotiate those contracts a little bit. And I do some bigger yards, farm yards, big yards, that pay quite a bit, but I mean, it take a good bit of time, but that's kind of what I deal with. Just something to get me by until I figure out what I really want to do. And I've done it for a number of years. I've done it ever since I was real little. So, I have a good knowledge of it, and it's not foreign to me. It's not like going in and doing something else and it's foreign to me, and I got to learn and do that process over again. It's familiar, and uh, I know there's people that have big businesses, do like they'll import palm trees. I mean, they're doing, you know, bush trimmings, and I have done bush trimmings in the past. Um, they got all these different things they do, and you can make a lot of money, and it's just like real estate. You can make a lot of money in it, but it's according to how big you want it to be
Hmm.
and how much you enjoy it. I don't enjoy grass cutting that much to go into it
Yeah.
that big, but yeah.
I'll tell you how much I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much that I let others do it for me. My wife and I just pay someone to do it. I mean, I
Mm,
used when I was younger, and like as a teenager, I was okay with cutting grass because I liked seeing, the grass being however high it was, and I liked seeing, um, it, being cut short, and I'm like, oh, that's a nice job. Now I'm pushing 34, and I'm like, nope. I'll stay inside and have some water and enjoy the AC. I don't want no parts of it. Um, Not that I'm not lazy or nothing, but like if someone else is doing it, they'll, you got guys doing riding lawnmowers today and whatnot. So just they'll be done quick and whatnot. But a few other things that you told me, some hobbies. You love driving your Mustang. So seeing as that you like driving a Mustang and then you run the Mustangs in iRacing, I'm assuming you grew up a Ford guy.
Actually, I did not at all.
Oh,
I've always been a Chevrolet guy, and I always liked the Ford Mustangs. My dad had a Fox body. Actually, he had a few of them. He had one when he was in high school, and then he had one when I was, shoot, probably 9, 10, 11 years old. And I liked it. It's a Fox body. It was like a garnet color, maroon color, I guess. Uh, Pretty red color, and gray. It was two tone, and I liked the way it looked. And my mom, she loves Mustangs. She's a big Mustang person, and she's had Mustangs in the past. So I love sports cars. I like them a lot better than trucks.
yeah,
Some
man.
people around my neck of the woods like to make modifications to their trucks that look not good. Let's just
Oh,
say,
try
and
I.
I'm not into that.
I know
Yeah.
what you mean. Um, I see trucks with modification. Modifying vehicles like that really doesn't help you because I think it like voids your warranty or whatever. So you're kind of just screwing yourself in the end if something bad happens. But those Fox body Mustangs definitely look really, really good. I grew up being like a fan of Chevys and whatnot, and then being a fan of the driver that I'm a fan of, which is no secret to a lot of people, being Denny. I kind of shifted to Toyota, and now that's the only thing I want to drive. But
Hmm.
in terms of like sporty looking cars, um, my dad used to have long before I was around the old IROC Z28 Camaros, and I feel like those Camaros and those Fox body Ford Mustangs are like the rivals back in the day, but both very very good looking vehicles.
Most definitely.
So what type of do you have? What type of Mustang do you have now?
2016 50. Of course, it's a 50.
Okay.
I ain't got no V6.
Well, the
Um,
Mustangs today look really well. Past couple years they look really good. I remember those old Mustangs, probably like from 2001. Those things look like garbage. They didn't even look like a
Hmm.
Mustang. Like, what
Yeah, I'm
is
not a fan
this?
of those. I'm not a fan of that body style. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm not a big fan of those.
Well, in terms of cars, it looks like there's a Mustang that they have out now, and it almost looks like Mustang, a Ford Mustang, and a Tesla had a baby. It's like this
Mm,
weird. It's not necessarily an SUV, but it looks like an electric. It might be electric. I don't know, but it's this weird Tesla body style mixed with SUV Ford Mustang. I was talking to someone the other day, and they're like, "Was that a Mustang?" And I look back, and I'm like, "Yeah, it was." And it's just it, like Mr. Ford would be like rolling over in his grave. This thing looked hideous, but you know, it's
right.
2026, and you know everybody's trying to push those silly electrical looking cars and whatnot. You'll never catch me in one.
I got you.
Um, so big Star Wars fan. Let's talk about that. Um, my Discord name's Imperial, so I'm right there with you. Where'd your love for Star Wars come from?
Um, that's a good question. Some people at school, some of my friends at school were talking about whenever The Force Awakens came out. So I was in middle school,
Hmm,
and they were talking about Kylo Ren and Han Solo and that whole deal because that was a big deal, with Han Solo dying in
right.
that movie. Spoiler alert if nobody's watched it. I mean, it's been out for 11 years. That's your own fault. But um, so I kind of started looking into it. A buddy of mine who I graduated with, one of my best friends, him and his family, love Star Wars too, and I think that's where I kind of got into it. Battlefront one that came out
Mm-hmm.
on the PS4 when the PS4 came out, I kind of started. I was like, hey, this is actually pretty cool. And then I watched the movies. I think I watched the original trilogy first, and then I watched the prequel trilogy, and at that point I was very intrigued. And man, it's I'm a nerd at this point with it. Um, but I enjoy watching it. I
Hey,
like going back and watching the movies.
I'm a Star Wars fan too. Like most people. I'd like to say a lot of people are Star Wars fans, but like I have a tattoo on my left wrist. Um, it says Imperial because I liked the stormtroopers and stuff like that. And I'd love to see a TV series or a movie where the stormtroopers aren't complete idiots, like and just getting
Mm,
taken out by the fuzzy teddy bears. Why am I drawing Ewoks? Um,
hmm.
they just make them look dumb and everything. But I'm intrigued by them because in Star Wars universe, they're people just like you and me. They're
Correct.
more behind. There's more to it behind the mask than just these faceless soldiers in white armor and white helmets. Like I was telling you the other day, um, I would love to see. I've heard them talk about it, but I don't know how true it was. But like an open world Star Wars game where we can be anything and we can play online. Like I said, like a Red Dead Redemption 2, but it's Star Wars. We can fly, we can go to battles, we can do anything we want. Um, and with the amount of Star Wars fans out there, I think it'd break the internet. And I'd be okay with that because I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Definitely. Star Wars Outlaws tried to take an attempt at that. I think it was very underwhelming.
yeah, I
Decent at best, but very underwhelming.
yeah, I played that game. I wasn't gonna play it because I kept hearing people say, um, this game stinks or whatever, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, well, I gotta, make an opinion on my own. Growing up, I didn't like broccoli, but once you hit your 30s, like your taste buds change a little bit, and now I eat broccoli all the time. And it's pretty healthy for you, but I mean, the game wasn't terrible, but I mean, there's also some things that could be fixed. I wish that we could be here for the next 4 hours and we could talk about like what I think they should do video game wise in terms of Star Wars, but kind of like NASCAR with the playoffs or chase or whatever. We'll never be satisfied.
Right.
Um, Although they had that Knights of the Old Republic game, which is on the PC, which is kind of similar to what I've been describing, but you can't go 2 feet without being attacked by the computer enemies or whatever, and that gets a bit
That's
annoying.
the Old Republic. That's Knights of the Old Republic is a different
Oh,
game.
okay. Sorry,
It's
man.
a Star Wars: The Old Republic. As the MMORPG, I know what you're talking about. It's not really. I understand where you're coming from. I really haven't played it much. It's too much of a hassle. I like story mode games, single player. You can't go wrong with those style of games. And I enjoyed Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite game I've ever played, and that's really a big statement because I've played Red Dead Redemption 2, which is probably the best game I've ever played on a console.
Just so I don't mess it up, Old Republic's the one where you could be a Jedi, you could be a Sith, you could be a bounty hunter, or you could be like a Republic soldier, right? That's Old Republic.
Uh, uh, yes,
Okay,
Old Republic. At Knights of the Old Republic, you can you end up being a Jedi,
gotcha.
but the decisions you make throughout the uh, course of the story, you can get closer to the light, or you could go to the dark. So, and there's multiple endings at the end of the game. Um, and I've played through all of the endings. I've played this game more times than I can count on my hand just to play the different, um, scenarios and stuff like that. And it was like fifth, sixth playthrough. I'm still finding out new things. I love games like that. Like Red Dead's the same thing. Like you play through these games and you find out like, oh, I didn't know that actually could happen. You get like a cutscene or something, and it's like, that's the replay value of those games is up tier.
Yeah, I remember being like uh being the Sith, and I liked how like every bad decision I made his eyes grow like yellow, super yellow. Um,
Hmm.
and then he would just like start to fade. But I never finished it because, like I said, I'd get attacked, and it'd get annoying. Um, I also like playing Jedi. I think the idea of being a Jedi would be really cool, but like I don't like their rules. Like you can't have connections or feelings like to a person. Like that's lame. Like their
Hmm.
adventures are cool, but their rules are kind of stupid. Um, being a in Star Wars canon universe, um, you're bound to, um, all the planets they got. You're bound to come across someone that's going to catch your eye. But anyways, moving on to some iRacing. NSRLA had a playoff race last night at Darlington. Tell us about your race.
It was more eventful than I wanted it to be. Um, I busted my butt right out of the gate with spinning my tires. I've raced quite a few times at Darlington, even being on the service for a year, and I've never had that happen to me. And it was embarrassing and inexcusable on my part. I'm better than that, but um, I kind of just took it and learned from it. I didn't spin my tires again. Um, got my damage fixed and found a way to get back up through the field, and it was a decent race. I got tangled up with the 93 and kind of screwed myself with a caution. I don't even know what lap it was, but it was sometime in the middle of the race when after we had made a pit stop,
It,
and then on the last, go ahead.
I think it was in between stage one and two, if serves me correct. I think because it might have helped
Yeah.
me out because had fallen 2 laps down, and then I took the wave around, and then right like I was only 1 lap down, and then caution came out, and I was the lucky dog. So it helped me, but I had a rough race as well, but was able to bring it home fifth. But Yeah, Darlington was not kind to a lot of us.
Oh, it's I can't remember how many times I hit the wall. I felt like it helped me out. I actually got damage, wheel damage on the right side from cramming it in the wall in two, and I kid you not, the car drove better. But that's just the next gen car for you. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, the last run, last pit stop I made, I had pretty much made my mind up. I was gonna save save fuel and try to make something happen, and I don't really know where I would have ended up because I almost junked it off of four. Um, I wasn't really shifting that much, and three and four was slick when you shifted, and I was in fifth the whole time in that corner, and it just started spinning, and I lost a ton of time, went a lap down, but saving enough fuel, I was able to leapfrog a few people. I think I finished in front of the 60. And I think he was the leader in the pit strategy there, pit and gas and go, whatever.
Yeah, third
So I
place
don't really
for
know. Yeah, I
was
don't know where I would have ended up. I don't know if I could have won, if I could have run down the '09 and saved enough fuel because I barely had enough when I crossed the line. I don't know, but
yeah. I hit the wall. I they said I'd have the Jimmy Johnson spotter crew chief pack, and they're like, we knocked the toe out of it, and I'm like, great. Am I gonna have to pit? And I didn't, so I'm falling back because I can't really turn this thing, and I was like, I gotta do something. Like just I gambled. I had nothing to lose. I ended up pitting, and I took right side tires only, and somehow, like that car held on. I thought this might be risky. Gino jumped in there and was like spotting and crew chiefing me, and he was like, "Just take two tires and fuel. You got nothing to lose." And it kind of worked out decently, being able to come home fifth. But yeah, I'm glad Darlington's over. I don't know where we go to next week. Do you? Where?
Talladega.
Oh boy, that would be fun.
I don't know who the genius was that put that on the schedule, but we'll just leave that at that. Unless you want to delve into that to
No,
the rest of the schedule.
no. You got? Are you running in the race tomorrow? The downtown auto sales national series at Iowa. You gonna be running that?
I don't know. Game time decision on that. I'm kind of trying to enjoy the off season, so to speak. So
I hear
I
you.
didn't run. I didn't run in there really, enough to be in any sort of contention. So I'm not. I don't feel like I'm married to running the series. So I might
Okay.
run. I think it's at a mile track. I think Iowa or
Yep.
something like that.
Iowa.
So I like Iowa. It's all right. I
Uh,
might run.
it's like a big Richmond to me, kind of. But I struggle there. Um, so tell me about Rob's custom wraps. Your cars always look good. It's kind of like it gives like a chrome vibe in the numbers. Is that like a friend of yours, or just someone you came across and you're like, I'm just gonna represent them because they made this paint for me?
Well, a little backstory on my. It kind of goes back to my racing days on the console. When I first started league racing on NASCAR Heat 5, I actually didn't know that there was leagues on NASCAR Heat 5. I mean, I was so out of the loop on that, and uh, got into this league. I was running a public lobby for some reason. I never really played with other people online at all. I was always kind of to myself. And I was in a public lobby one day, and some people were kind of looking for guys to join their league. And I joined their league. Actually, Christian Barnes was in that league um, prior to me joining that league.
Mr.
Um,
Dominoes.
not yeah, not really a good league. I think he kind of got ran out of that league because he was so good. But and then I started whipping them, and they started calling me Story, which is Christian's name on PlayStation.
Story
Um,
or storm?
yeah, Story,
Oh,
Story. They started calling me Christian's PlayStation name because they actually thought that I was him.
Oh,
but with like a voice changer. Yeah, that's, that's a conspiracy theorist there. But I didn't stay with that league uh, long, but I put out a post on Facebook in one of the groups, and I got into this league called NASRAC Racing League, and Robbie was a part of that league. He was one of the head admins, one of the lead admins over there, and um, we kind of, gained a friendship. Um, I I'm really innovative in like league stuff. I have my own league that
okay.
I had on console, and I've pretty much kind of give it to the others that were around me to run it because I'm so tied into this console, or excuse me, the iRacing stuff. Um, so me and Robbie, we worked together on a lot of different things. We ran on Gran Turismo 7 a little bit, and he would make me paint schemes. Like I just tell him, hey, this is kind of what I want, and he'd make it for me. And I mean, he's really talented when it comes to that. And fast forward, we all kind of got off of the console thing and transitioned to iRacing. And I got up with him sometime probably late summer. Got back in contact with him and joined those guys back over there on their racing team, kind of help them out and just be a part of that community that I was a part of before on console. And just asked them, hey, being you're making paints and stuff, and I'm running in these different leagues. I'm running quite a bit. I can get your name out there because I mean I can run up the front. I'm
Yeah,
capable of doing that and at least getting the broadcasters to look at the car.
absolutely.
And show off your scheme. So he agreed. It was a no-brainer, and we got to work on that. And so, he's very talented. I mean, he does such a great job. It's, you know, he knows we have a little bit of chemistry when it comes to he knows what I like on the car. And if there's something that he puts on the car that I don't really like it. Like it looks good, but it just isn't me. It doesn't fit me. All right, I'll adjust it. He knows. He knows how I want my car to look because I'm very particular um, of how my car looks. Um, I'm particular about a lot of different things, but yeah, Rob's Custom Wraps. If
Yeah.
you've never checked him out, you need to check him out on Facebook. Um, he paints for some other drivers that's in and around these leagues and stuff, and um, yeah, A plus, A plus. So he's got the Miami Vice thing going. So I love the chrome numbers.
Yes, it
Going
does
back
look
to
good.
going back to Gran Turismo, there wasn't an option to have a chrome number, but he would kind of give me something similar to a chrome number. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Oh, I'm looking at it now, and I see, I see you next to the car with the thumbs up. There you go, man. Shout out to Rob's Custom Wraps. Anybody who listens to this and you're on Facebook, go over to Facebook and give Rob's Custom Wraps a follow. Shout out to him. Um,
most definitely.
but yeah, I get you on the being very particular type of thing. I'm the same way. Like I just like I know what I want. Like shirts or clothes or whatever. Like or shoes or a backpack. For example, my wife and I went to Germany, and which was over the winter break, which was very not what I was expecting. I know people kind of talk bad about the USA, but man, we're so much better than them over there. It's not even funny. Um, I was so glad to be home, but like we needed backpacks for the trip, and she's like, "How about this backpack?" And I'm like, "No, I want that Nike backpack because I like Nike and Jordan
Hmm.
brand, and so I'm very particular as well." Um, so how was your winter break? How was your Christmas break, winter break? How did anything fun? What'd you do?
Mainly family stuff. Some of my traditions have been changed because of you know some of my family going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good. I enjoyed it. Um, I try to uh, enjoy it to the fullest because I'm very grateful and blessed that I got the family that I still have here to celebrate Christmas with. So I took it all in. I dealt with a little bit of sickness in between that time, but I pushed through because I mean it only comes one time a year, so
Right.
you got to enjoy it. So that's what I did. It was good. It was good. How
Yeah.
about you?
Well, like I said, I went to Germany, and it was definitely a different experience. It's a different world over there. But other than that, okay, nothing, not too bad. Yeah, just flew out to Germany Christmas Eve, got there Christmas morning, and stayed till the third, and now here we are in 2026. I won't keep you too much longer because I know you got to get to church tonight. But how long you been on iRacing? Are you are you new to it? More like within the last 2 3 years, or are you like 5 years and beyond?
Next year or next month will make a year.
Okay, wow, you can't. So you're not even in a full year, and you're out here kicking butt. You're a very dominant driver. I race with you a lot, and I see it. So I know that there's a lot of talent there, and um, but I think that when you and I race together, I think we race pretty good. Except I think a one incident in a modified race, I got in the back of you, but I wasn't trying to. You voiced your displeasure, but ever since then we've
Well,
been just fine.
well, you're not the first person I've yelled at, and you definitely won't be the last. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and I do try to race clean.
No, you do. You
But
definitely
it's
do.
sometimes it's hard. Like driving style and stuff. I'm trying to establish that. Um, I like to think I'm somewhere in between three drivers, uh, Dale Senior and Tony Stewart and my favorite driver Ryan Newman.
Oh,
Growing up, so
okay.
I'm trying to kind of mold my driving styles. Like I want to be fast, but I also want to be hard to pass. But if somebody's racing me that I don't feel like is right, instead of whining and complaining about it, just rough them up and get them out of the way. That's kind of the way I look at it.
I think that's fair.
Um, don't abuse it, but do it in a way, do it in the best way you can. I guess if there's a good way to do it, but
Yeah. I was gonna ask you like how like NASCAR wise, who'd you like? Ryan Newman. With him not racing in NASCAR anymore, who do you like now?
I like Chris Buescher. I
Okay.
like I like anybody RFK. I wasn't a Brad Keselowski fan growing up, but he's grown on me a little bit. And if I had to pick a Chevy team, it would be Trackhouse. I like Ross Chastain pretty good, just because he's different. I like a little bit of you know personality. There's no personality in NASCAR, and other if you look outside of like Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, um, and Ross a little bit, but Ross is too tame for me. Um, when he was getting into everybody in 22, he was getting into Hamlin, Elliott, and all these different people. He should just own it instead of saying, "Oh man, I screwed up and I'm a terrible driver." Nah, man, just say, "Hey, he was in my way and I didn't mean to wreck him, but just wanted to, let him know I was there." Something like that.
Yeah.
He might not truly feel that way, but at least it would give you a little bit you know, of a personality.
Yeah.
Might
You
build your
need
fan
it.
base a little bit.
Definitely need it because could you imagine like if you didn't have guys like that with any personality and you had a bunch of I'm gonna get fried in the comments if there's any Chase Elliott fans hearing this, but like the personality of that guy, I mean that's like a bubblegum rapper personality right there. It's
Yeah,
very
not a big fan of him
very,
at all.
very
He's my least
plain.
favorite driver. Chase
Yeah.
Elliott is my least favorite driver, and I say it proudly. If I'm ever at a race and he hits the wall or wrecks, I'm cheering.
I
Well, I
was
don't cheer that loud, but
at the most shocking Daytona 500 ever with my dad when Austin Dillon won. But when that race, Chase Elliott wrecked and he hit the wall. I think it was his first year running number 9, and there was a grown. man in front of me that I thought was gonna cry. Um, it just like I mean, he's got a lot of fans, nothing wrong with that. Um, but like, me being a Denny fan, like I was heartbroken when he lost the championship, but like he's still my driver no matter what. And if he has a bad race, I'm like, darn, all right, on to the next one. Just ignore the hate online or whatever. But like, you know, I'm not gonna be like crying because he wrecked. I'm gonna be like, that's racing. But
The only race that I could say um that I shed a tear was 2020 Daytona 500.
oh
Um,
yeah, well I
the roller
understand.
coaster of emotions there
I
were
understand.
something.
Yeah. Well, don't
I
get. I mean,
understand. I understand how the Earnhardt fans felt a little bit.
well, when Denny lost, like I said, I didn't cry. I was upset when Denny lost the championship, but I was like, I was numb. I'm like, I guess I'll just turn this TV off then, and just kind of just sat there for a little
Hmm.
bit. But it
I was
is what
pulling
it
for him.
is. You know, whether he wins it or he doesn't in his final year or two or how much he's got left, he's still an outstanding driver. They're all outstanding. If you're at that level, you're legit. But
Hmm.
hey, Gavin, I won't keep you much longer, man. I know you got church tonight. So I really appreciate you coming on the show with me tonight, and it was awesome to get to know you. And I, I look forward to racing with you and just seeing you out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, man. It's been
Uh,
a pleasure.
yes, sir. All right. Well, you have a good night. To all the listeners that will listen in, thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next show. Good night.